All right, let's dive right into a big one: goals versus purpose. We're going to unpack the huge difference between just being busy and being genuinely fulfilled. And trust me, understanding this distinction, it can change everything. So, let's get into it.
So let me ask you this. Are you busy but not fulfilled? I mean, really think about it. You've got the packed schedule, the endless to-do list, you're constantly checking things off, but when you finally sit down, there's that little voice, right? That nagging feeling that something's missing. Well, that feeling, it almost always comes from a simple mix-up we're about to completely clear up.
Okay, so here's the deal. We tend to throw around the words goal and purpose like they're the same thing. They're not. And that simple confusion, that's the exact recipe for a life that looks super productive on the outside, but feels empty on the inside.
You see, it's so easy to use goal and purpose interchangeably, but they operate on completely different levels. A goal is, well, it's a finish line you're running towards. But your purpose? That's the reason you started running in the first place. Getting this straight isn't just a language lesson, you guys. It's about fundamentally changing how you build a meaningful life.
So, to make sure we're all on the same page, let's get super clear and define these two ideas. We're going to break them down piece by piece so there's absolutely no confusion. Okay, here it is, side by side. A goal is all about the what. It's the specific, measurable thing you're trying to do. But a purpose? That's the deep, soul-level why. It's the reason any of those steps even matter. Think of it like this. A goal is a task. A purpose is your calling.
Let's zoom in on goal. A goal always has a finish line. It's something you can measure, something you can check off a list. Like this example, save 10 grand for a down payment in the next year. It's super clear, right? You either hit that number or you don't. It's the what and the when.
Now let's connect that to purpose. Why save that money? The purpose could be to achieve financial freedom or to provide security for my family. See the difference? There's no finish line there. You don't just achieve financial freedom and then stop. It's an ongoing state of being. It's not the destination. It's the whole reason you're even on the trip. That, right there, is your why.
I love this analogy because it makes it so simple. A goal is cleaning up your toys. It's a task. You gotta do it. But the purpose? That's making the room a fun place to play. The goal is just the thing you do to serve that bigger, better feeling. One is the what, the other is the why it matters.
Okay, so we've got the basics down. Now let's really dig in and unpack the key differences. This is where it's going to get crystal clear just how separate these two ideas are.
So first up, let's talk time frame and nature. A goal is a destination. Think of it like putting a pin on a map. I want to get to Chicago. It's a specific endpoint. A purpose, though, that's a direction. It's like deciding to always travel north. You never arrive at north, you just keep heading in that direction. It guides every move you make.
And what about the driver, the motivation behind it all? Goals are often external, right? Your boss gives you a target, society tells you what success looks like. They take discipline to achieve. But purpose? That's 100% internal. It comes from your gut, from your passion. It doesn't require discipline so much as it creates it. It's a completely different kind of fuel.
Then there's how you measure them. You can measure a goal with a spreadsheet. It's tangible. Did you hit the number or not? But you measure purpose with a feeling of fulfillment, of being on the right track. And this is key. Your goals might need to change all the time because life happens. But your purpose, that can be your rock, the consistent thing that guides you through all that change.
So it's super important to realize these two aren't enemies. They're actually a dream team. When they work together in the right way, they create this incredible engine for not just getting stuff done, but for building a life that actually means something. So how's that supposed to work?
Well, it's a hierarchy, and the order is absolutely non-negotiable. It has to be top-down. You start with purpose, you have to know your why first. Then, and only then, do you create goals, the what and when that serve that purpose. And finally, you figure out the actions, the how. If you get that order wrong, the whole system falls apart.
Okay, if you remember one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. Your purpose is your compass. It always points you toward your true north. Your goals, they're the map. They show you the different roads and checkpoints you can take to keep moving in that direction. You absolutely need both. A map without a compass is useless, and a compass without a map, well, you're not going to get very far.
Here's another great way to put it.
Goals are the things you do along the way. They're the mile markers. But your purpose? That's the big reason you're on that road in the first place. But what happens when we flip that hierarchy? When we get so obsessed with the map, with the goals, that we completely forget about our compass? Well, that's when we fall into a really common and honestly a pretty dangerous trap.
There's actually a perfect Japanese term for this, shudan no mokutake. It basically means the means becomes the end. It's that classic trap where the goal itself, the thing that was supposed to get you somewhere, becomes the only thing that matters. You forget your why, you stop having the goal serve your purpose, and you start serving the goal.
And if you want a massive, real-world example, just look at the Toshiba scandal. The company's goal became hitting these insanely aggressive short-term profit targets. That goal became so all-consuming that it completely replaced the company's real purpose. And what happened? It led to huge amounts of fraud and a corporate crisis that almost took the whole company down. It's a massive warning sign of what happens when the what totally swallows the why.
So the big question is, how do we avoid that trap? How do we make sure our daily hustle is actually aligned with what we really care about? Let's talk about a few simple ways to find your way forward.
Let's bring it all together into your own personal navigation system. Just remember this: your purpose is your compass. It's your true north. Your goals, those are your map, the route you're taking. And your actions, those are the steps you take every single day. The rule is simple. Always, always check your compass first.
And how do you keep that compass handy? It's actually super simple. For every single goal you set, every task on your to-do list, just ask yourself one little question: what for? If you can trace the answer all the way back to your core purpose, you're golden. If you can't, well, it might be time to rethink that goal.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Your goals tell you what you need to do. But what does your purpose tell you about who you need to be? See, goals are about doing, about checking boxes. But purpose is about being. It's about who you're becoming along the way. And when what you do is aligned with who you want to be, well, that's where the real fulfillment is.